Greetings everyone, welcome back to another one of my reviews covering CCTV products. This time we have another one from Sovmiku. As you know, I recently did one for a full system, wireless system of theirs, and it was great. So I have no doubt that this one's going to turn out good too. Let's quick open the box here. And of course we've got the camera, and it is a POE, pan, tilt, and digital zoom. And in case you don't know it, POE is power over Ethernet, and this does not work via Wi-Fi with the camera. Your app is going to go through Wi-Fi, of course, if you want to, but the camera itself needs to be plugged into your network, and from there it will connect with the app, which is connecting wirelessly. So let's finish what we're doing here. It comes with a power adapter because it requires power. It's not battery or solar. And if you have it plugged into a PoE network, and again, power over Ethernet, if you have it plugged into a PoE network, you don't need this because it'll be getting it from your network. But if you are just connecting it to your router, and it's not a PoE router, then you are going to need the adapter to supply power to the camera. You've got a couple connectors here. These basically are used to kind of weatherproof your connection. It's not perfect, but it works as long as you use some precautions. I mean, you're not going to spray a hose at this thing or anything like that, but generally it'll keep it nice and dry. And of course you've got your network cable, and you're probably going to need one longer than that, but in any case, network cable, your mounting hardware, and the manual. They do a pretty good job on their manuals, so as long as you follow the directions on this, you should have no problem. The first thing we're going to do, though, is we are going to connect it to the app. I stand corrected. Actually, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to connect this camera to my network, and we'll do it like that. And this camera is upside down, so don't think this is the way it's going to be functioning for you. I have it upside down because it actually sits better, and I'm not worried about it falling over. And it's powering up right now. You see the light flashed, and in a minute you're going to see the camera spin and do things like that. There we go. It's doing kind of a self-test. Looks like it probably has about, perhaps 340 degree pan, and I'm not quite sure what the tilt is. Although it looks like it's more than sufficient for your needs. Okay, let's show you a few things on the cameras here. On the back, you've got a speaker for two-way audio. And on some of these you can even set it up to make siren noise and things like that when it detects motion. And under the cover here you've got an SD card, so you can save footage directly to the camera rather than your network. And you've also got probably a reset button in there to reset the device to factory. And let's quick, again, this is upside down, keep that in mind, because you're definitely not going to want an outdoor camera sitting like that, the camera's going to get down, the water will get down into the gears here, and it will not last long once it gets wet down inside there. On your cable here, actually I have a little flashing light there that indicates that it is connected to the network. You've also got your reset button on here. So that's pretty convenient too. You would cover it up like that when you're not using it, but if you ever have to reset it, that's probably the best way to do it. And you've got your connection for your power when you're not getting power from the Ethernet from the LAN. And here's your mounting hardware. It's got 2 screws here. I assume this comes out. You take those screws out, this will come out, and you mount that to your wall. Then you place this over that mount and tighten it down here. So, as I said, what do you say we go into the app now and check that out? Okay, this is the Seetong app. That's S-E-E-T-O-N-G, and it's available on both the iOS and Android stores. And I've already got it loaded onto my pad, so we're going to dive right into it here. I'm probably still going to have to enter some network information, but my personal information is already in the app. Let's go in, and you'll see that up in the upper right hand corner you got a plus. That's one way to do it, or actually in the middle of the screen here they are giving you the plus as well. You tap on that, and we are going to, let's see, add NVR, no, add wired camera. We're going to click on that, and it's going to do quick configure.
Please connect the device to the power adapter.
Okay, it's trying to guide me through the routine. I don't know if you can hear that or not. But in the meantime, it says, please connect the device to power supply and connect your device to the same network as your phone. And that's critical. I'm not using my phone right now. I'm using my tablet. And it's the same as a phone. Just make sure your phone is on the network when you're doing this, as opposed to a cell tower. So let's go ahead. We're already connected to the power and router. We're going to hit next.
Adding camera.
And it wants to look for it on our network. We're going to hit go ahead, and it's searching for the device. And
device connecting.
I'll be damned. That was quick. I was expecting to.
Successfully added.
The device is successfully bound.
And binding succeeded.
Please enter
I thought
the
we were
device
going to
name
have to
and click the finish button to start using.
Put in some further information for this. So anyway, we're going to say, let's see, it wants to basically know where it's going to be. We're going to go ahead and put garden for now. And we'll say start experiencing. And then we're going to hit plus. And wow. I am just amazed how quick that went. Let me see if I can find a place where I'm not in the picture here. In any case, that was great. There's got to be an easier way to do this here. Let's put it over here. And we are going to go to PTZ. And remember, this camera is upside down. So you're going to be seeing an upside down image. And let's, I'm going to press up so the camera will go down in this case. Anyway, like I said, I'm just flabbergasted that this went so quick. I don't think I've ever seen a POE camera set up that quick. What we're going to do now is we're going to go set this up somewhere, and I'll do some testing, and I'll come back to you and we'll show you some results and show you some programming information. So we'll see you in a bit. Okay, now we're going to dive right into seeing some of the test shots I did overnight and this morning. So here we go. First one is going to be, it's a nighttime shot, and I'm coming into the lanai, and this is an IR only mode, meaning there's no white light that's going to come on or anything like that. Strictly using infrared. And I actually prefer going just the IR mode because it's a pretty decent image, but more importantly, it's not giving away the location of the camera. If somebody was actually breaking in and they saw that light up, they're not going to let it stay there. They're going to take a bat to it or rip the camera out completely and take it with them. And this next one is going to turn a white light on, and it's going to go to full color. And okay, here it comes color mode now. And yeah, it's a nicer image probably. But again, it's giving away the location of that camera. Now we're going to go to a daytime shot here. All right, and this next one is daytime, but I've got human tracking enabled, meaning it's going to follow me around there. And after it's done following me around, after a preset amount of time, it's going to go back to that initial location, which is kind of neat. Okay, that's it for the images. Let's quick go into the app now, the Ctong app. And by the way, I did put an SD card in that camera. That's how I was able to get those images. And it worked out pretty good. But let's go ahead and go into this app. There's a live image. I'm going to go over a few things on the screen here. Right below the image, you will see record, capture, talk, sound, and HD. This HD down over here, you can go back into SD mode if you want. And the good thing about going into SD mode is that it doesn't take as much bandwidth, so you're going to have less breakup due to your network, or a slow network, or a slow cell site. And before I forget, I mentioned earlier that if you're using a cell phone to set up, you need to make sure you're on the Wi-Fi only and not cell. But keep in mind, that's only during setup. After you're all done, you can put that back on cell phone, and you'll be able to go across the world and watch that camera. I did load it onto my cell phone and test it, and that works fine. Anyway, we'll go back to this, and for the purpose of this demonstration, I am going to go into HD here. And over on the far left, you see record, you see capture. Record, you click that, it's going to be like it's going to start a video copy of what you are seeing on this screen. And that'll go into your phone's gallery. Same thing with capture. It's going to take a still image of what you're seeing on the screen, and it'll put that in your gallery. That talk button, you push that, and you're going to have a two-way conversation with whoever's out there by the camera. Sound, you're going to be able to mute it or make it active. I actually have it active right now, so in addition to recording these images here, it's recording the sound out there as well. Four screen, obviously you're going to need more than one camera to do four screen. It'll accept up to 4 different cameras and do a quad image, similar to this one right here. And then next to that you have cycle. What is cycle? I'm not even sure what cycle is. I will try and find that out and let you know what that is. Replay, I do know what that is. That is going into the history of the camera on the SD card. And you see those little yellow dashes, those are basically motion alarm detection. There I am. You've already seen this video, and that's where I got it from, is in this taskbar here. Let's back out of that. Settings we'll get into in just a second here. PTZ. This is how you would control a pan and tilt on your camera. And I'll go over here and let's go head it up like that and back over and down again. And I've got 2 presets in this, so I'll go into the preset, and first I'm going to go to number 2 preset, which is that one right there. That is a memorized location for the PTZ, so it knows where to go on that preset. You can put several presets in here. It doesn't necessarily have to be just 2. Let's go back to the main preset. This is the home location for this camera. It's even after tracking, it's going to go back to this location. And you can go into the settings of that like so. We would down below you can see different things, and but let's go back into the camera here. Drive away, that's where you can have the camera flashing red and blue lights, and you can make it a siren sound or different things like that to drive away the intruder. Let's go into settings and go quickly over these. Device name up on top, we can go in here, and right now it's labeled garden, and that's what's going to show up on the camera screen and everything. You can change that to anything you want. Below that, modify on-screen graphics. You can, when you're watching that image, you can have a couple things showing up. You can have the time showing up on there. You can have the name of the camera on there, the bit rate, various things like that. Below that, image configuration. Okay, we can change the brightness, contrast, and saturation, and a few other things of this image. And as I do it, watch what happens when I do go light. It lightened up that image, probably a little too much. I'm going to go back to normal here. There we go, we darkened it. Anyway, let's back up. Speaker settings. That's your mic volume and your speaker volume for out at the camera location. Alright, alarm settings. There's several things here now. We have alarm enabled, meaning that when motion is detected or something's going on out there, it's armed and it's going to send a signal to your phone to let you know. Sensitivity, you can enable how sensitive that motion detection is. Humanoid tracking, and enable humanoid tracking below that. Light alarm, that's when it detects motion at night. It's going to turn on the white light. Light duration, right now it says 30 seconds appears. So after 30 seconds that white light's going to go out and it'll just use IR. Light alarm time, we're in night defense. What else do we have here? All day defense. I'm not sure why you would need the lights coming on. Although, like I say, you can set this to be flashing red and blue lights, and that's probably the case for this. Sound alarm, right now I have it off, so when that camera sees motion, it's not going to sound an alarm, but you've got a couple different noises you can make. You can make siren noises, and I believe there's even some plain English things that can be said from the camera. Camera horn alarm sounding. That's where you set how long it's going to do that before it shuts down. Sound alarm time. Custom defense time. Okay. This, I believe, is you can set it to not be on during the day, and then set some hours at nighttime where it will be active. Sound alarm, as I said, that's off. I.O. humanoid alarm, that's the red and blue light we were talking about. It'll flash that in defend time, and that right now it's set it all day. Or you could just have it at night, or you can select a custom time for it. Anyway, that's a quick overview of what this camera can do and what you can do in programming. And with that said, we're done for the day. And I hope you gained some knowledge about this camera. The camera it's a very nice camera, and it's probably one of the lower cost PTZ tracking cameras for POE. I'm not going to say the price because that could fluctuate. So in any case, you have a great day now, and we'll be seeing you later. Take care of yourself.